Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to tackle a really important question that, honestly, every single freight company needs to be asking itself. Is your website actively growing your business, or is it kind of just sitting there? So, I want you to think about your own website for a second. When a potential shipper lands on your page, does it get them to do something? Does it actually capture leads for you? Or does it just, exist? The difference between a simple digital brochure and a true lead machine is literally the difference between growth and just treading water. And look, the stakes here couldn't be higher. The freight industry moves over 70% of all domestic tonnage in the US. I mean, think about that. The competition online for a shipper's attention is just incredibly fierce. You can't afford to be passive. And that brings us to the core issue, the thing that holds so many logistics companies back. I call it the digital brochure problem. Let's break down what that actually is. You know what I'm talking about. The brochure website is built just to list some services and a phone number. It's static, it's flat, it tells people what you do, but it does absolutely nothing to persuade them or guide them or capture their information. And that's exactly why so many of these sites fail to generate a single real inquiry. So, how do we fix this? Well, the good news is there's a way. Turning that static page into a genuine lead-generating asset really just comes down to nailing 3 critical things. First up, speed. Shippers, supply chain managers, procurement leads, these are busy people. They make snap judgments. If your site is slow to load, even for a second, they're gone. They've already clicked away. Performance isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an absolute must. Next, positioning. Your website has to immediately, and I mean immediately, answer the question, is this the right company for my specific freight? Whether you handle hazmat on the Gulf Coast or last-mile retail in the Northeast, that clarity has to be front and center. That's how you attract the right kind of leads. And finally, design. And listen, I'm not just talking about making it look pretty. I'm talking about conversion-focused design. Every single element on the page, every button, every form, every headline, should be engineered to guide a visitor toward one simple action, getting in touch with you. Now, if you think I'm exaggerating about speed, check this out. This is directly from Google. A 1-second delay can cost you up to a fifth of your potential leads. That's insane, right? This isn't just about a good user experience. We're talking about real money, real revenue. It proves that your website platform is a serious business decision, not just some IT chore. Okay, so this is where having the right tool for the job makes all the difference. We're going to look at a solution that is practically built to crush those 3 keys we just talked about: speed, positioning, and design. Let's talk about Webflow. So, the big question is, why does it work so well for freight? Well, first off, Webflow generates incredibly clean code, and that means it's lightning fast. Its built-in CMS lets your team spin up specific pages for different shipping lanes, say LA to Vegas, in a couple of hours, not weeks. You get total native control over SEO without wrestling with clunky plugins. And your marketing team isn't stuck waiting on a developer to make simple changes. It's a system that's just built for speed and agility. But talk is cheap, right? How does this actually stack up against the platforms most companies are already using? Let's look at the data. And before we see the full breakdown, just think about this one critical area, SEO. With Webflow, you have full native control built right in. On most older platforms, a fundamental business function like search is totally dependent on some third-party plugin. That's a massive vulnerability. And there it is. This chart tells the whole story. Just look at those page speed scores. It's not even a contest. That's the metric that's directly tied to getting you more leads. Webflow wins on native SEO control, design flexibility, and it frees your team from being stuck waiting on developers. Across every metric that actually helps you generate business, the data points to a really clear winner. Okay, so you see the advantage. Now let's talk strategy. How do you actually put this into practice and build your very own lead machine? Look, this isn't just about a new design, it's about a whole new system. It starts with a solid plan. First, figure out where your leads are actually coming from right now. Then, get super specific about who you're targeting and what shipping lanes you serve best. Map out your entire site structure before anyone touches a line of code. Then, find the right technical partners to build it. And crucially, connect your website to your sales CRM from day one so you can track every single lead. And when you do this the right way, you create something incredibly powerful, a compounding lead generation asset. This is the big idea, the main takeaway. Your website stops being a static expense, a bill you have to pay, and it becomes an asset that actually appreciates over time, constantly pulling in and converting qualified leads for you 24/7. So we end right where we started, but now with a totally new perspective. After everything we've covered, I want you to really ask yourself, is your company's digital presence an active business asset that's driving real growth? Or is it an overlooked expense just waiting for a competitor to pass you by? The choice is yours.